Good morning and welcome to the Daily Journal's Newsbreak, sponsored by Renaissance Bank. Today is Tuesday, February 20th, and I'm your host, Emma Kent. Let's take a look at the top news and sports stories from Northeast Mississippi. But first, we're going to start with the weather forecast. Today will be partly cloudy with a high of 75, a low of 65, and a 20% chance of rain. On Wednesday, the rain will return with a high of 72 and a low of 63 and a 90% chance of rain. Thursday is another rainy day with a high of 75, a low of 61, and an 80% chance of rain. On Friday, it will be partly cloudy with a high of 77, a low of 63, and a 20% chance of rain. Lieutenant Governor Tate Reeves unveiled on Monday a 6-year plan to improve the state's infrastructure. It would spend $1.17 billion in new money. Reeves' plan passed the Senate Finance Committee after about 3 hours of discussions late Monday. It must be taken up before the full Senate by Wednesday to remain alive in the legislative process. The plan provides $150 million in bonds to address immediate needs, and the legislature traditionally provides $20 million annually for the bridge program. The bill includes a little less than $1 million in new tax revenue from a yearly assessment on electric and hybrid vehicles. The rest of the funds are diverted from sources of revenue that have gone toward other agencies such as education, healthcare, and law enforcement. About $600 million of the funds diverted to transportation would come from the 2% of anticipated revenue the legislature is legally required not to spend to avoid cuts if revenue does not meet projections. Many Democrats on the Finance Committee said the plan does not fix what several officials have called a deteriorating state and local transportation system. The Tupelo City Council will consider tonight whether to earmark surplus revenues toward a number of infrastructure projects. That includes additional parking at the Tupelo Aquatic Center and upgrades to a heavily trafficked service road that surrounds the mall at Barnes Crossing. Tupelo ended its 2016-2017 fiscal year with surplus revenues in excess of $1 million. Mayor Jason Shelton's administration has proposed that $225,000 of that unspent revenue be designated towards the transportation fund. The idea is that the fund could be used later in the year to create a public transportation pilot program if the council approves. During a work session last week, the mayor presented the city council with a proposed list of such projects. It includes $300,000 to expand parking at the Aquatic Center in East Tupelo and $500,000 to upgrade and resurface the ring road that surrounds the mall at Barnes Crossing. The ring road is currently privately owned, but city officials are optimistic that they'll be able to gain ownership and provide maintenance. Even if the money is approved, all of the projects will require additional approval from the council before work could proceed. Tupelo High School is rallying around one of its own after senior basketball player Taj Crump was involved in a car accident over the weekend that claimed his mother's life and left him seriously injured. The accident took place on U.S. Highway 82 just east of Kilmichael on Sunday around 9:30 a.m. According to Mississippi Highway Patrol spokesman Sergeant Ronald Shive, the 2002 Ford Explorer was traveling eastbound on the 4-lane highway when the vehicle ran off the right side of the road. Crump, who was driving, was transported to the North Mississippi Medical Center with a punctured lung and a broken arm. Crump is now recovering from surgery. His mother, Erica T. Walls, 39, of Tupelo, was pronounced dead on the scene. One of Crump's classmates created a GoFundMe account to raise money for the family. As of this morning, the campaign had raised $845. A prayer vigil for the family will take place Thursday night at the Orchard Church at 7 p.m. And in sports, interim Ole Miss basketball coach Tony Madlock will try to motivate the Rebels over the season's final stretch. Madlock takes over a team that finds itself on a 7-game losing streak. There appeared to be questions of trust within the program that led Andy Kennedy to announce his resignation twice in 1 week. Kennedy first announced he would step down at the end of the season. On Sunday, he said he would exit immediately. He leaves as the winningest coach in program history. The Rebels have at least 5 games left, including the SEC tournament. Tonight, they go on the road to play a Missouri team trying to earn an NCAA tournament bid. The game tips off at 8 and will air on ESPN2. Madlock is a Memphis native who served as an assistant under Kennedy for 4 years. He is a 21-year college coaching veteran. Now, he and his staff will try to reach players in a way that Kennedy could not. He said they will demand for the players to play hard and for each other. Meanwhile, the Mississippi State men's team plays at Texas A&M tonight at 6. That game will air on the SEC network. That does it for Newsbreak on this Tuesday. Don't forget that this show is just one of the many online offerings, courtesy of the Daily Journal, that gets your news off the page and on the go. Check out the Capitol View webcast each week with Bobby Harrison discussing the latest in state politics. Watch a new episode live today at 10:30 a.m. at djournal.com. You can also watch the replay in the video gallery at djournal.com or on our Facebook page. Special thanks to Renaissance Bank for sponsoring Newsbreak, and remember you can catch new episodes every weekday morning at 7 a.m. on djournal.com or on our Facebook page. Thanks for joining us. I'm Emma Kent. Have a great Tuesday.